like Happy be able to adapt quite easily. And well, the thing is, I always question early in the game, but they are on the defense. Are we actually we're gonna get the Spider-Man Venom team up? Which if that's the way we're gonna start this off, that I'm really excited.
So it's worth noting that now Spider-Man, when he presses C, that ability is not gonna last as long as it did before. I think it's down to 1 second for him and 2 for Penny Parker, but it is going to make him completely invincible. Now, last time we saw them play this map, Euphoria had Happy on the Bucky that's been banned, and he was 30-2. So reasonable to remove that hero. Let's see though if Spider-Man can see that same flare for Happy.
Oh, you say that it was the last map. So Gaia's is actually on Winter Soldier right now. So this is an active choice.
Yeah, you're right. For. What the hell?
It was the last map. This time they opted to actually protect instead. We'll see though. We'll see what Happy can actually do. It might just be for these early fights. I think this first point is so difficult to hold on to that a lot of teams will take some risks. Try and go for something a little bit different. Fun with that Venom. Trying to play Rejects at their own game. Try and do as much as he can in those early fights, but already sort of losing his partner in crime in Spider-Man is now just going to lurk in the backlines. Maybe try and remove one of those extra strategists, especially with Happy looking to try and come around the back. Maybe wanting to try and team up together as they will look to try and clear some of that back. But so far, it hasn't been going great.
Yeah, he's in and he's out just as quickly. Another attempt, at least getting the heals, getting the focus, the soul bond, but 70% away from the ult when Bucky pops off again. He's going to be firing down, and they need the support onto those healers who are being dove on. The combo of the Bucky ultimate having the thing as well. The damage output is insane. There's a fight on the site, but again, Bucky is here with the ultimate, and there is nothing left to do. A cleanup and a couple of ultis still in play for the side of Rejects.
This is really interesting. They're opting to basically try and play them at their own game and have November 24 also sat over on Adam Warlock. Already though, there goes Neko right back into the fray. That's probably not the start they were looking for as they're trying to regroup and slow this one down. Again, we see a lot of teams doing this, getting very proactive on this second point because the chokes can be so rough to try and get back through. They have managed to do it though, but that man JT is right on the front line looking to brawl.
Spectacular spin online for Happy. That's the Spider-Man ultimate ready to roll. Might be needed. Yeah, it's going to be used to try to bail those tanks out. They were in a little bit too much trouble, and now it's Happy that's traded places with them. He goes down in their stead, and that prompts Rejects forward. A big push, a lot of damage. The magic missiles again dealing damage, and the soul bond activated. Looks like, although Neko's gone down, November 24 is still sitting healthy. And now in comes the Kraken impact to decimate the remaining defenders. That was a quick and clean execution. The fact that November 24 doesn't even go down is astonishing.
They've made this look so easy. And immediately, this is exactly what happened last time. So bear in mind, we saw this with Happy playing that Star-Lord and then swapping over right on this point to bring in that Winter Soldier. Clearly feeling this is where you get the most value from that hero. But it's going to have to be the same again. This is exactly what happened before with Euphoria. They were able to slow the point from this stage onwards. With Mantis, ASD has done well, but Happy, there has been nothing for him so far. Already eliminated once more. And although they got rid of November 24 for a second, he's right back from the fray.
Right back into the action indeed. This is the problem. Being this close. And for the defensive side, look, they're just stood on the choke point, firing into the masses, attempting to build up those ultimates, but it's the attack side that has them ready to go. And as soon as Eternal Bomb comes out, the Meteor M is aimed at its target. It finds the other support somehow, and that's almost more devastating. Eternal Bond about to fade, and with that, they'll have nothing to fall back on. The rotations need to come in. The res available, activated by November 24. Reinforcements are here. The heals are in right off rip, and it's guys taking down Fun. No thing to work around anymore. Mantis, though, able to keep them alive and bail them out of trouble. But November 24 getting isolated doesn't bode well for this fight. In goes Happy, ultimate active, lands a shot. There's another ult back, and he's firing it for safety. He uses it to fall back, needing the heals, desperately close to being dropped. The hook going out and not finding its mark to start with, but good damage on the follow through. And as they're just falling back, there's nothing really to worry about. The defense has done well. They've gotten rid of that first push, but still 3 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, some really high impact strategist ults in that moment. I think although you said like they managed to take down the other couple of healers, it was the fact that not going down kept that Eternal Bond online, kept the team alive, so they were able to fight a little bit more. Now the Kraken switches hands, goes into the other direction, but it hasn't had the impact. We've seen that Soul Bond keep the team standing, and once again, it is another look at that Eternal Bond to keep them alive. The strategists right now doing God's work for the side of Euphoria to keep them in this map.
Oh, look at that damage! November 24, and guys pushing forward with the thing leading the charge, and this is decimation. They are sent packing towards the spawn, but they can't get through the gate before they've lost another. That's cloaked down, and the problems start to compound. That payload incredibly close to the world tree now. Meteor M taking aim and finding another. Less and less heals by the second, and just a few eliminations away from taking it all the way. 3.9 meters and a couple of bodies in between, but the quick respawns and right back on the horse, ready to fight, are the defensive side of Euphoria, who will not give up on this just yet.
Oh, it was close. It was so incredibly close. And we've seen that now from ASD. We sort of mentioned him as one of those high-level DPS players who are currently stuck on that Mantis, but still able to show how much value you can find from the strategist with the self-damage boost here and there. Well, they got it within a matter of meters, but they haven't managed to get it over the line just yet. Still holding true. Fun actually, I believe, brought this hero into play just to try and clear the backlines. Have stuck with it for now to try and hold them back that little bit further.
Well, Karmic Revival online for the attack. They can take some risks to push forward. They've already lost one tank, and that's the ult used to bring him back. Soul Bond, so he's right back up to full health, and a chance here as they now push in from the top. Low HP on a couple players, but they've fallen back to the healers. They've gotten out of dodge with most of their health intact. Magneto desperate to take a deep pick, and despite one going down, immediate ult canceled, denied in fact. The Cocoon, well, they're going to be straight on him surely. All around are tanks. It's Magneto. He's doing a lot of damage and quickly finishing him off, leaving this down to just Hella, who, well, there's no chance of standing on that point up against this squad. A quick touch needed and not found, and Meteor M was there to shut down anyone who made it near the payload. They've managed to bring it all the way to the end. Only 20 seconds left on the clock, though.
Yeah, it felt like it was going to be much more time available, but there's some solid fights towards the end. I think Fun switched to the thing, which just got them onto the point. It was almost done. If he didn't have the shift to pretty much run through the street charge that got them that extra space, I think that would have been over much quicker. The thing is, though, that they now have to do the same on the other side. Now, when we watched Euphoria last time on this map, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but they did make it all the way to the end. That would be enough, but I think we've already witnessed that this opponent has been quite a bit tougher, well, firstly than anyone else they faced, or even just the last time around.
Well, that's it. Yeah, something is definitely different this time. They should have listened to Flo. We'll see if they can put a stop to this aggression coming out of Euphoria. They're now going to be on that push. Of course, the task that they have is to push that payload all the way to the end. I think that based on what we've seen so far, Bucky, pretty strong. Understand why most people are banning him. You know, the last map, he was taken out, and I was very much expecting him to not be in play here either, evidently. But that Freudian slip, perhaps they'll hope that that was a reality, or that they'll wish it was. Because Bucky's been doing crazy damage, man. I feel like every time there's a slight leg up in a fight, or even there's just question about which way it will go, I hear again, and it's over very quickly.
It has to be the most impactful ult we've seen. Either that or the Hurricane out of Storm. I think it's been so good for just clearing out those strategists. Nonetheless, though, somehow, I was going to say it always seems to be JT. This guy just makes Magneto look so overpowered. I'm certain your ranked games, you'll be thinking that maybe you can play as well as JT. I'm going to put it out there and tell you right now, you cannot.
Well, our lovely goats, Tooth Grinder and Tooth Gnasher, trying to escort Stormbreaker all the way to the World Tree, but, well, there's a little bit of a roadblock ahead of them in the form of 6 very powerful heroes who don't seem to be budging. At the moment, this is all about rejects. Not just this map, but this series as well. It's time for Euphoria to step up and claim the crown that, well, they've had before, at least half the team. Armed and dangerous is Bucky. He's coming in hot again. He's going to be raining down hellfire from above, claiming KO after KO. He goes up top now. But this time he's slapped. That won't stop him though. Still in with the damage, close to the kill, and all this is buying time, running the clock down. Adam Warlock, oh, there it is. Shots onto Happy Land, the magic missile working out again in favor of rejects. Nothing seems to be going Euphoria's way today.
And they've at least managed to find their footing though. A large amount of kills coming through, and eventually they're going to be able to clear out the remaining players. The thing is, from what we've seen so far on this map in particular, that first point's normally the easiest, and it doesn't look like it's done just yet. Gaius is actually the one after dying that's going to switch over to Strange, get that portal in for the team. Not normally the hero that we expect to see him playing, but it's just to try and get that space. The problem, though, is Happy's there again. What he's able to do with this Adam Warlock, how he's able to do so much damage while utilizing that Cosmic Cluster. For now, though, they're trying to pop their ults. They're trying to get themselves back into position. JT back on point with that Magneto is always something to fear, always something to worry about. The problem, though, is it does still feel like this attack has it on point. Never mind. Things start to change. Bump finding a kill.
Oh my, indeed. It looks like they had a lot of value found from the back of the Soul Resurgence that was activated there by ASD. As soon as that comes online, they're able to take this fight that little bit more aggressively, and the heal difference from the ult is what separates the two in that battle, I think. Now, they've made it to that first checkpoint. Now it's this big bend. Big problem getting around this corner, I suppose. It relies on heavy ult usage. Very efficient ult usage from your side. There are a few there. Oh, clobbering time used here by the defense. Will they get a pick on the back of that? There's a lot of healing coming through. Oh, that's a lot of damage, though. Try to out-heal this. You'll have a tough time. Shield goes up, at least keeping their Bucky alive a little bit longer. Rez comes into play. Soul Bomb to the back. They need to keep this squad alive, and they've done it. Fun's right back up to full, ready for the fight, taking the battle up close. Rez in on the other side, though. It's all being put on the line for this duel. Clobbering time comes into play. Fun looking for the response, but they're not landing it. Eventually, November 24 goes down. That's a healer. Great hook as well. Magneto able to shield himself and get right out of there, but they might have seen Mantis, isolated her up above. I thought she was in trouble. It seems she is the trouble. She's the one to drop Bucky, and then the response is immediate. Everybody comes charging in, and just like that, a stone haymaker delivered. The defense is right back on the goat.
Solid stuff. And that's the thing. You think about how much time is already being bought, how far they managed to get by this point. Like, those first two were almost fairly easy when you think back to how that first half went for the side of rejects. And now Euphoria seem to be stumbling each time they look to get through. And just as they get back into position, the Kraken is there again to just pretty much decimate them. Having to already fall back, sure, they won't be too far away from the spawn already, so they will be back into the fight in a moment's notice, but it does seem like the whole goal here from the side of Rejects is just stagger them as much as humanly possible.
Oh, 100%. Delay. That is the name of the game. Managing to find another pick. That's Happy down. And further delay to this push. Oh. Now Neko falls. Stagger after stagger. Another down. Oh, this is a death blow delivered right to the spawn door. They have chased them as far as the map physically allows. The only thing stopping them are the laws of physics themselves. This is hard to watch with a minute left on. We talk about good ult usage. Well, ult advantage for the attackers, sure. Although now it's just evened out. They need to win every single fight from this point forward.
Yeah. The terrifying thing is what I said. Normally, that third point can be the toughest. And guess what? Oh. The Kraken's back once more. Already looking to combine. I think even being utilized on both sides. An attempt to do damage, but there's only one man coming out on top. And that is Gaia's. Been superb on this character. It was banned in the last map for a reason. And they decided to try and go 1v1 with the Beast. And while it really is not going well, the Thing looking to just pound that backline, but doesn't want to overextend. Just look at the clock. 20 seconds up and coming left on it. They do not need to overextend, and you know what? They do maybe a little bit.
Because they've got Karmic Revival, bringing the team right back online. And once this push comes to shove, that's when Soul Resurgence comes in. Not only that, they've got Invisible Boundary, or not Invisible Boundary, it's a cloak, of course. So Eternal Bond online. A lot of healing ultimates for the defensive side if they need them. And now they will. With the ults on the other side, they'll just counter this, completely nullifying the effects and allowing them to still stand ground and fight all the way to the end. But Euphoria are the ones winning that fight. It's clobbering time by the looks of it. The ult not needed. He is dealing with them here and now. But there's another fight coming, and they have to win that if Euphoria want a chance.
Well, that's the thing. Cloak went down on the other side. Hippopotamus fell before using the ultimate in that previous fight, so that means that everything is coming back at them. They can literally throw all of those ultimates in a matter of moments, looking to heal, looking to pull out that Kraken once again and maybe cause a clobber in time. They are looking to just force them off that point. That's all they really need to do. That overtime is already ticking down with players dropping left, right, and center, and here comes the Kraken looking to clear out the healers from the backline. That's already one dropped, and that clock is getting dangerously low. They need to make sure players don't step off the point for even a moment. The res could be everything, bringing back those attacking players from the fray, but they are still taking casualties, still losing players, and that clock on overtime is ticking so dangerously low. They cannot leave this for even a second, and unfortunately, they have.
1, 2, 3.
What a showing so far, not just in this game, but today from the side of Rejects. They have looked absolutely phenomenal, and fighting for the side of Loki here. He may have been banned, but he still takes ultimate victory. Yggdrasil is his. And now it looks like this series is shaping up to be Rejects. They have played a phenomenal game, and just look at that scoreboard, man. Yes, guys had a great game. 40-6, 25 final hits as well. You cannot downplay the impact of that, especially when you look at even just the max final hits on the other